Masturbation Secrets for Older Men, a guide to vitality and connection. A truth they never told you. Imagine this. You're sitting in a quiet room, reflecting on a life well lived. You're 65, maybe 70, and you've faced the world with grit and grace. But there's a whisper in the back of your mind, a nagging doubt about a part of yourself you've been told to leave behind. What if everything you were taught about your body was wrong? What if one simple, private act could unlock a decade of vitality, confidence, and connection to the man you've always been? My name is Dr. Mohit Kara, a urologist with over 30 years of experience helping men just like you reclaim their health and rediscover their spark. I've sat across from countless men in my office, men who thought their best days were behind them, only to learn that the key to feeling alive was within their reach all along. Today, I'm here to share 8 secrets about masturbation that every man over 65 should know. Secrets that could change the way you live, love, and age. Before we dive in, if you're ready to take charge of your health and rediscover your vitality, hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell. You won't want to miss a single science-backed insight tailored for men like you. Now, let's get started with a truth that might just stop you in your tracks. What if the way you've been touching yourself, or not touching yourself, is quietly shaping your future? Secret 1. Mindless masturbation can steal your sensitivity. Hook. Have you ever felt like your body's betraying you? Like the spark you once had is fading, and you don't know why? Picture a man named John, 68, a retired teacher with a warm laugh and a love for classic cars. He came to my office last year, his shoulders slumped, his voice barely above a whisper. "Doc," he said, "I don't feel much anymore. It's like my body's gone numb." When I asked about his habits, he admitted he still masturbated, but it was quick, mechanical, and always the same. Same grip, same rhythm, same screen. What John didn't know was that his routine wasn't just a habit, it was rewiring his brain. Mindless masturbation, the kind where you rush through the motions like checking a box, isn't harmless. It's a neurological trap. Every time you grip too hard, scroll through intense images, or chase a predictable outcome, you're training your brain to need more. More pressure, more speed, more stimulation, just to feel something. Over time, this creates a vicious cycle. Your sensitivity drops, your erections weaken, and intimacy with a partner feels like a distant memory. I've seen it time and again. Men who think their body is broken when, in truth, it's just been conditioned to respond to the wrong signals. This isn't just about sex. It's about losing the ability to feel joy, connection, and aliveness in your own skin. Studies show that repetitive, high-intensity stimulation can lead to porn-induced erectile dysfunction, PID, or delayed ejaculation, affecting millions of men. A 2016 study in Psychology of Addictive Behaviors found that excessive pornography use correlates with reduced sexual satisfaction and increased ED rates, even in older men. But here's the good news. Your body can relearn. John started practicing what I call the Golden Protocol, a 10-minute daily ritual of slow, mindful touch with no agenda. Within weeks, he felt a flicker of sensation he hadn't known in years. His confidence grew, and so did his connection to himself. What would it feel like to rediscover the man you were meant to be? Secret 2. Ejaculation is your prostate's best friend. Hook. What if one simple act could lower your risk of prostate cancer and ease that nagging discomfort you've been ignoring? Meet David, 67, a proud grandfather who loved hiking but was plagued by nightly trips to the bathroom. 5, sometimes 6 times. He thought it was just old age catching up. But when I asked, "When was the last time you ejaculated?" he looked at me like I'd grown a second head. "Years," he said. "I thought men my age were supposed to stop that." Here's the truth they don't tell you. Your prostate doesn't retire when you hit 65. It keeps producing fluid, and if that fluid isn't released, it builds up, leading to prostate congestion, a swollen, inflamed gland that causes urgency, weak streams, and even pain. Worse, chronic inflammation is linked to a higher risk of prostate cancer. A landmark 2016 Harvard study tracked nearly 30,000 men and found that those who ejaculated 21 times a month had a 33% lower risk of prostate cancer compared to those who didn't. David was skeptical but desperate. I encouraged him to reintroduce ejaculation, not as a chore, but as an act of care. Slowly, his symptoms eased. The pressure faded, his sleep improved, and he felt a spark he thought was long gone. What would it mean to take back control of your health in a way no pill can match? Secret 3. Shame is a silent thief. Hook. What if the guilt you've carried for decades is stealing more than your pleasure? It's stealing your life. I'll never forget Robert, 72, a former Marine with a handshake that could crush steel. He sat in my office, eyes fixed on the floor, and said, "Doc, I stopped touching myself years ago. It just felt wrong." That word, wrong, carried a lifetime of shame, planted by a culture that called self-pleasure dirty, sinful, weak. Shame doesn't just live in your mind. It seeps into your body. It tightens your muscles, spikes your cortisol, and dims your dopamine, the chemical that fuels joy and connection. Over time, this stress takes a toll: anxiety, depression, even heart disease. A 2018 study in the Journal of Sexual Medicine linked sexual shame to higher rates of mental health issues in older adults. Robert's story isn't rare. Many of you were raised in a time when desire was taboo, especially for men of a certain age. But here's the truth. You're not wrong for wanting to feel alive. I worked with Robert to release that guilt, starting with simple, non-sexual touch, placing a hand on his chest, feeling his own heartbeat. Over time, he rediscovered joy in his body. His shoulders lifted, his laugh returned. What would it feel like to let go of the shame that's been holding you back? Secret 4. Testosterone isn't just for young men. Hook. What if the fire you thought had gone out could be reignited with one simple choice? Frank, 73, a retired firefighter, walked into my office looking like a shadow of the man he once was. "I'm just slowing down, Doc," he said. But his labs told a different story. His testosterone was teetering on the edge of deficiency. When I asked about his sexual habits, he shook his head. "I don't see the point anymore." Here's what most men don't know. Testosterone isn't just about sex drive. It fuels your energy, strength, confidence, and even your memory. And it doesn't just fade with age. It drops faster when you stop engaging with your sexual self. A 2019 study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that sexual activity, including masturbation, can boost testosterone levels in older men. I helped Frank reconnect with himself through intentional touch. No pressure, no expectations, just presence. Within months, his posture straightened, his voice carried weight, and he was back in the gym. What if you could reclaim the man you've always been, starting today? Secret 5. Your erections are a window to your health. Hook. What if losing your erections isn't just about sex? It's a warning sign your body is crying out for help. Harold, 69, hadn't had an erection in years. Not because he couldn't, but because he thought he didn't need to. "My wife passed," he told me. "I figured that part of life was over." But here's what Harold didn't know. Erectile function isn't just about intimacy. It's about blood flow, nerve health, and cardiovascular vitality. Your penis is like a barometer for your overall health. When you stop having erections, blood vessels stiffen, tissues lose elasticity, and nitric oxide, a key chemical for erections, drops. A 2017 study in the American Journal of Cardiology linked erectile dysfunction to a higher risk of heart disease. Ignore your erections, and you're ignoring your heart, your brain, your longevity. Harold started small, using mindful touch to reawaken his body. Within weeks, he felt a shift, not just physically, but in his confidence, his energy. What would it mean to keep your body alive and thriving, no matter your age? Secret 6. Porn can rewire your brain, but you can take it back. Hook. What if the thing you turn to for relief is silently stealing your ability to feel? I've had men in their 70s confess they still watch porn, not out of obsession, but out of loneliness. They're chasing a spark, a memory of connection. But today's pornography isn't the magazines of your youth. It's a high-speed, dopamine-driven machine that rewires your brain, making it harder to respond to real touch, real intimacy. A 2020 study in Neuroscience and Biobehavioral Reviews found that excessive porn use desensitizes the brain's reward system, leading to porn-induced erectile dysfunction and reduced sexual satisfaction. The cost isn't just physical, it's emotional. Men feel broken, ashamed, defeated. The good news? Your brain is resilient. I've helped men take a 30-day break from porn, focusing on real sensations, touch, breath, imagination. They rediscover pleasure that's theirs, not dictated by a screen. What would it feel like to reclaim your body from the grip of artificial highs? Secret 7. Isolation is the silent killer. Hook. What if the greatest risk to your health isn't age? It's the moment you stop touching yourself altogether? Peter, 76, a retired engineer, hadn't been touched in over a year. Not by a partner, not by himself. His voice was hollow, his eyes distant. I thought that part of life was over, he said. But touch isn't a luxury, it's a biological need. Without it, oxytocin drops, stress hormones rise, and your body begins to shut down. A 2018 study in The Lancet linked social isolation to higher risks of depression, heart disease, and early death. When you stop touching yourself, you're not just losing pleasure, you're losing connection to your own identity. Peter learned to reconnect through simple, intentional touch. His spark returned, his voice grew stronger. What would it mean to choose aliveness over silence? Secret 8. Mindful masturbation can rewire your emotional core. Hook. What if touching yourself could do more than spark pleasure? It could heal your heart and soul. Let me tell you about Michael, 70, a widower who walked into my office with a weight he couldn't name. He wasn't depressed, not exactly, but he described a hollowness, a sense that life had lost its color since his wife passed. When I asked about his connection to his body, he admitted he hadn't touched himself in years. It feels pointless without her, he said. But what Michael didn't realize was that his emotional numbness wasn't just grief. It was a disconnection from his own vitality. Here's a truth most men never hear. Masturbation isn't just a physical act. It's an emotional bridge. When done with intention, it can rekindle your sense of self, your capacity for joy, and your ability to feel connected, not just to your body, but to the world around you. Mindful masturbation, touching yourself with presence, curiosity, and care, engages your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of you that governs calm, connection, and healing. It boosts oxytocin, the bonding hormone, and reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that chips away at your spirit. A 2021 study in Frontiers in Psychology found that mindful sexual practices, including solo activities, improve emotional regulation and reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression in older adults. For Michael, I introduced a practice of slow, intentional touch, not for climax, but for connection. I asked him to focus on his breath, to notice the warmth of his skin, to let memories of joy surface without judgment. Over time, he began to smile more. He started gardening again, something he hadn't done since his wife's passing. I feel like I'm waking up, he told me. This isn't about chasing pleasure for its own sake. It's about using touch to remind yourself that you're still here, still capable of feeling deeply. For many men over 65, life's losses, whether a partner, a career, or a sense of purpose, can make you feel like you're fading. But mindful masturbation can be a quiet rebellion against that fade. It's a way to say, I'm still alive. I still matter. What would it feel like to touch yourself not just with your hands, but with your heart? Try this. Tonight, set aside 5 minutes. No screens, no rush. Just you, your breath, and your body. Notice what arises. Maybe it's warmth, maybe it's memory, maybe it's a flicker of hope. That's your emotional core coming back online. The Golden Protocol, a path back to you. Hook. What if 10 minutes a day could change the next decade of your life? You're not broken. You're not past your prime. Your body is waiting for you to reclaim it. That's why I created the Golden Protocol, a simple, 10-minute daily practice to reconnect with your body, your vitality, your life. Find a quiet space. Choose a time and place where you feel safe and uninterrupted. Breathe deeply. Take slow, deliberate breaths to calm your mind and body. Touch with intention. Explore your body without pressure. No agenda, no rush. Notice what feels good. Stay present. Let go of screens, distractions, and expectations. Focus on sensation and connection. This isn't about performance. It's about reminding your body that you're still here, still alive, still worthy of feeling good. Are you ready to take the first step toward rediscovering yourself? Conclusion: you are still here. You've heard the 8 secrets. You've seen how mindless habits, shame, and isolation can steal your vitality, but also how simple, intentional choices can bring it back. This isn't just about masturbation. It's about reclaiming your body, your confidence, your life. You're not invisible. You're not done. You're a man with decades of strength, wisdom, and fire still burning inside you. And it starts with a choice: to touch yourself with kindness, to let go of shame, to believe you're worth feeling alive. If this resonates with you, type 1 in the comments below to let me know you're with me. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more insights to help you live your best years yet. What's stopping you from stepping into the man you were always meant to be?